U.S. missiles struck targets across Iran on Friday, reaching as far as the country's Caspian coast, after President Donald Trump vowed what he called major military punishment for Iran and its Houthi allies in Yemen. The strikes came after the Houthis expanded the regional conflict to a second major shipping choke point near the mouth of the Red Sea. 2 weeks after the collapse of an interim truce, Iran's armed forces responded by firing at U.S. bases in neighbouring Arab countries and warned that non-military buildings used by U.S. personnel could also be targeted. Meanwhile, Yemen's Houthi movement denied reports that it had closed the Bab al-Mandab Strait, saying its naval operations were limited to a blockade targeting Saudi Arabia only. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said Iran was not the initiator of any war and reserved the right to retaliate against any act of aggression. Speaking at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Council of Foreign Ministers meeting in Kyrgyzstan, he said the source of any attack on Iran would be considered a legitimate target for defensive action. Iran's parliament speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf described Israel as the #1 enemy of all Islamic countries during a meeting with Iraq's prime minister in Tehran. He said cooperation between Iran and Iraq was important to preserve unity among Islamic nations. Jordan said its military intercepted 7 Iranian missiles and 6 drones. Bahrain's military said its air defense systems intercepted and destroyed several Iranian projectiles. It urged residents to avoid suspicious objects from the attacks and said deliberately targeting civilians with missiles and drones violated international humanitarian law. Iran's Revolutionary Guards claimed they destroyed a large U.S. ammunition depot and accommodation facilities at Ali Al Salem Air Base in Kuwait, saying the attack caused casualties and heavy damage to American forces. Iran's health ministry said the latest U.S. strikes had killed 55 people and wounded 645. It said Khuzestan province recorded the highest number of casualties, followed by Hormozgan and Sistan and Balochistan. According to the ministry, 586 of the injured have been discharged, while 8 patients remain hospitalized. The Revolutionary Guards also warned civilians across the Middle East to stay at least 500 meters away from locations where U.S. forces are stationed. Iran also claimed it targeted and destroyed what it described as an Amazon data center in Bahrain that it said supported the U.S. military. Neither Amazon nor Bahraini authorities had commented on the claim. Separately, the United Nations urged countries involved in the conflict to help evacuate and repatriate around 6,000 sailors stranded in the Strait of Hormuz, calling for safe passage and the delivery of essential supplies.